It feels like you would kind of have to live under a rock this last year to not hear the word AI everywhere. If you didn't know already, AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it references a whole bunch of different tools that do a whole bunch of different things. I am a really big tech nerd. I love all the new toys, all the new things. And maybe in like a slight contradiction, I'm also someone who's resistant to like tech that's just there that has no purpose. So for that reason, I've been trying out all these different AI tools in the garden to try and figure out if there is an actual use that can help you in the garden to stay more organized, to keep on top of your planting, and generally just to have more information about your plants. And I found some really cool uses. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use these tools to maximize your garden knowledge and improve your garden overall throughout the year. Okay, so before we get started in the actual garden, first I'm going to show you how these tools work and how you can access them. If this stuff bores you, the technical stuff, then just skip ahead to the garden. Otherwise, if you stay, you're going to learn how to maximize the use of these tools and how to set up kind of a garden specific AI interface for yourself.
The first thing that you need to know about using these large language models is that they are going to benefit from the most information that you can provide them. So I've created this really simple quick start guide that you can download. You can use the link in the description to access and download. And then you can fill it out and save it to your own computer and then use it to upload to the ChatGPT interface, which I'll show you in a minute. But as you can see, it just asks for some really basic information, the location, soil type, orientation of the garden, and then plants. And you can add columns or add information as you see a need. But this is going to help you to get the most relevant information to the AI system. This is what the ChatGPT interface looks like when you log in as a new user. So I'm going to show you how you can get to the custom GPT that I built to help you with garden questions. So you're going to go over here to explore GPTs on the left-hand panel. And in the search bar, you're going to write in Gardenator. You'll see my name on there. You can click it. You're welcome to read about it a little bit. And then you can hit Start Chat. And that is going to make it possible for you to start asking questions about the garden. This little paperclip down here is going to allow you to upload the document that you have that has garden information if you want to, or you can just start chatting with it directly.
Use case number one is going to be planning and designing your actual garden. So what we're going to want to do is sit down and get started on designing the garden, maybe on paper if you like to do it that way. In Gardenator, you can upload your garden information and create a prompt, something like, help me to think through planning my garden. Then it's going to automatically start to generate different ideas, information about the plants you uploaded, even sometimes companion plants or other good information to have, like locations where certain plants thrive or what the sunlight needs are of certain plants. All this information is going to be super helpful for you as you start to think about where you want to put things and lay them out. Don't forget, you can always go back and ask it further questions if there's something in here that you were especially curious about. That's going to help you drill down even a bit deeper. Use case number two is going to be around planting schedules. I don't know about you, but I have so many seeds. This is only a tiny portion of them, and I'm often forgetting when I need to do what, whether it's sowing indoors or getting them outdoors. So open up Gardenator and upload your information, and then tell it to use that information about the plants to build a custom seeding schedule. Right away, it's going to start generating really helpful, useful information about when to seed certain plants, what their needs are, and how you can maximize their growth. When it comes to feeding my plants, I have a couple different methods I use. Maybe you do too. So if you want help with that, you can open up Gardenator and upload your information and ask it to come up with a specific feeding schedule, specific to what your garden needs and the plants you have. I love this one because it really helps me stay on track with what I need to be doing at different times and gives me a good sense so that I don't accidentally overfeed my plants or give the wrong plant a certain kind of feeding. There's a lot of really great use to this. Not only that, but I will then, like I said previously, sometimes have it kind of in a next response organize that information in a way that's easier for me in a table or some other format that I can see really, really simply. And this makes it so great to be able to follow along throughout the season. Sometimes out in the garden or out in my neighborhood, I want to identify some plant I don't recognize. So I'll take a picture of it, and then I will use that in the Gardenator app to specifically ask, what is this? Or can you tell me about this plant? What's cool about this is that it's pulling from a huge store of knowledge to give me pretty exact information, and can sometimes really get into kind of the specialties or even the cultivars of plants that I'm dealing with specifically. Last but definitely not least, this can help me with plants that are struggling a little bit. So here I took a picture of my rhubarb, which I transplanted this year, and uploaded it to Gardenator because it's just looking a little bit sad, and I want to know how to help it. So I can ask it specific questions about what's going on, or generally just say, hey, help me figure out what to do with this. And right away, it's going to tell me what signs it's showing and what are some things I can do to start to kind of try to support this plant. I find this really helpful because I don't always know exactly what's going on with my plant, and being able to kind of cross-reference and get information from the internet is just amazing with this. I don't have to do a Google search. I can just specifically get a response directly to what is going on in my garden. There's 5 ways that you can start to use AI in your garden to start to get things kind of to the next level. Remember, these are just starting points, and you can change any of it, you can adjust it, you can play with it. It's really your playground. Just have fun and figure out what will best help you in the garden. Sometimes it's good to start with questions like, where am I struggling the most? Or what do I not know about what's happening in my garden? That can lead you to some good questions for these tools. Um, Remember also that it's not a Google search. You can go back and forth and kind of engage with it. So it's not one ask and done. You can ask and then say, I'm curious about this, or tell me more about this. And it will keep responding to you because it remembers the previous uh, things that you've shared with it. Remember, no tool is perfect, and there's information here that might not be exactly right or not correct for your context. So if you're worried about it, definitely check in other sources and kind of back it up, or corroborate it a little bit. That's going to make sure that your plants are safe and that you're learning as much as I have. Um, it's been great sharing this with you. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for some more content if you want to see more stuff like this. Until then, have fun with AI in your garden.